Do you remember that movie from 2014, Boyhood, that critics loved so much? Fuck that movie. It's overrated. That movie took 12 years to film and has a runtime of 2 hours and 45 minutes. And that didn't even come close to how well Jonah Hill accomplished the same message and themes in his movie, Mid90s. And this movie's only an hour and 25 minutes. But Boyhood is a masterpiece.
Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. Understand me?
The plot! This movie takes place in the mid-90s. It's just about this poor kid in California who's making new friends and trying new things and just growing up. On the surface, that's all this movie is, but in between the cracks, it's just so much more. It's full of life and themes and heart. Sonny Suljic! This kid plays Stevie. He's poor, he's 13, he's growing up. He makes some friends with some skater boys, and the life lessons just start rolling in from there. This kid was really good. His character goes through a ton of growth within like a 3-month period, so that requires some legit acting. And I thought this kid fucking nailed it. Solid performance. Also, he's adorable. Lucas Hedges! He plays Stevie's older brother. He's an asshole, he's abusive, and you can tell he's got a lot of his own shit going on. They don't really dive into it too much because the movie's not very expositional, but you still get the point through his performance. Speaking of performance, Lucas Hedges just continues that streak of great performances. This dude is a really good actor. Catherine Watterson! She plays the mother of these 2 boys. She's a young mother and she's been raising 2 kids by herself. You can imagine her hardship. If you can't imagine the hardship, she plays it out for you with an amazing performance. Shout out to moms. Every character in this movie actually has a solid performance, but I think I wanted to touch on the skater dudes for a little bit. Every single one of these guys is their own character, and each character has something to offer Stevie throughout the movie. And they're still going through their own struggles in life. And this entire group has its own story arc that I loved. And they're hilarious. Overall, this movie's kind of incredible. It's a simple coming-of-age story that's natural and realistic. And you learn about every single character through their actions. And through their actions, there are consequences as well as rewards. And that leads to growth, and that leads to life lessons. And when Jonah Hill created this movie, he understands the characters he wants. And he made a solid movie based on good characters. The underlying message is about how an individual gains and loses the people that they look up to in life. And how the choices of this individual affect all the people around him. And the message is just right. It's a very effective story. Little to no exposition. It's funny. I laughed a lot. It's 90s as fuck. Nostalgia overload. It's also not shot in widescreen. It's shot in square. And that just adds to the 90s-ness of this movie. I don't actually think I had any issues with it. I fucking loved it. If you get a chance, go see it. Especially if you were a kid in the 90s. Holy shit. Rapid fire review. Subscribe.